Welcome to Knife Chats. If you like what you see, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, share it with friends, subscribe, and ring that notification bell. Thank you. Well, I picked up another Marbles knife in the Brown Stag Bone. I know most people are more familiar with the Brown Stag Bone in the Rough Ryder line, but Smoky Mountain Knife Works started the Brown Stag Bone in the Marbles line, and then it went into the Colt line, and now it is in the Rough Ryder line. And you still run into some of the Brown Stag Bone in the Marbles line once in a while. Now the Brown Stag Bone comes in a box like this. This is a really nice heavy-duty box. Much bigger than what you need for the knife, but that's because it also comes with this little leather-like pouch, nice foam pouch. That's the way all of them showed up. The first one I ever picked up, obviously, was the large toothpick, the 5-inch toothpick, and then the next one is the big honking cattle knife. And neither of these knives are available in the Rough Ryder line. I doubt they will ever be in the Rough Ryder line, but the cattle knife is especially nice. I do like the large toothpick too, obviously, because I'm a toothpick person, but not everyone is. So let's see the knife I picked up this time. So that brings us to the next knife, which is the MR109 swing guard. And this knife comes in at right at 4 3/8 of an inches or so, making it just slightly longer than your standard trapper at 4 1/8 of an inches, if you can see here. So about a 1/4 inch longer than your standard trapper. The difference is, if you notice, with the trapper you have the little bump here, which people complain about, that it's going to catch in their pocket and all this other stuff. I've never had it happen with me. I don't really see it catching on a whole lot of anything, but the swing guard here prevents that from happening. It's lined up nicely with the top of the bolster here. You got nickel silver bolsters, whatever way you want to call it, a threaded or ringed nickel silver bolster. I usually call it a ringed bolster because that's the way I always heard it in the beginning. Now people like to call it a threaded bolster, and I think that's a term that Great Eastern Cutlery uses, a threaded bolster. But I know Camillus used to call them ringed bolsters, so I've always gone by what Camillus called it. Brass liners, stainless steel back spring. You notice it is a lock back. Looks like brass pins. No, might be nickel silver pins. And you can see the Brown Stag Bone, very reminiscent of what you see in the Colt line today. You got the Marbles bomb shield going on there. And if you notice, there's a swedge on the clip blade. Let's get her opened up. And notice how the swing guard, that's what this is, the swing guard moves around with the knife blade. Let's do that again until you get it all the way and it locks. And then you do have some motion in the swing guard because, well, it's got to swing around the bolster. So it does move, but nice and tight. It's nicely pinned in place. And yeah, you can press against it and not worry about your hand sliding up on the blade either way. And yes, it is going to move. Notice a saber grind to the clip blade. Nice little clip going on. And also the swedge there. I would say that the swedge is kind of rounded, and same with the grind on the saber grind here. It's very much a very soft grind line. It's smooth. It's like rounded. Match striker nail pull. Feels good in the hand. Nice distance in the hand. Definitely get a good grip. Blade is nice and tight. Lock It's strong enough. You can break it with, then push it down easy enough. And when will it close? Yeah, at about, right about there, yeah. So that's how strong the back spring is. It starts catching right about there, and then it's going to snap closed. So at about somewhere around 35 degrees, it's going to just decide to snap closed. And when you get it to right about there, it starts to snap open. So pretty good. Not bad at all. Nice and tight. A little wobble, not much. The lock is strong. Nice brass on the inside there. And the blade is off center a little bit, going to the left side when you're looking down at it. So that would be the back side of the blade, or back side of the handle. So it favors that instead of the show side. But the stag bone looks nice, just as nice as what you're finding on the current Rough Ryder lineup. And obviously these knives are not in the Rough Ryder lineup, so if you're looking for a stag bone swing guard, you're going to have to go with the Marvels lineup, and that's the case with these other knives that I have here from Marvels. Remember that the Marvels knives are made in the same factory as the Rough Ryder knives, so this knife is also using the same 440A stainless steel that you find in a Rough Ryder and everything else. I know a lot of people think that Marvels are not as well made as Rough Ryders, but I have not noticed that at all. What I have noticed is that the Marvels knives are made about the ones that you run into like these. They were made about 5 to 7 years ago, so this is before the before Rough Ryder started using the Colt formula for their knives and stuff. And the Colt knives were made better than the older Rough Ryders, and so that might be the difference. So now the Marvels knives are on par with the older Rough Ryders, and some of them are actually on par with the older Colts. Like this cattle knife, it is definitely right up there with anything you would find in today's Rough Ryders. The only difference is this one doesn't have a half stop, but this knife is definitely solid and well made. So is this one, though. I really like this one. The only typical cheetah style swing guard I have, and it's in the Marvels lineup, and very happy with it. Almost happy enough that I might consider looking at getting a cheetah by case, but for right now I'll just stick with what I have in the Marvels lineup with my new, that'll never work, my new cheetah. Thank you for visiting Knife Chats. I hope you enjoyed your time here. If you did, please give us a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel and ringing that notification bell so that you will be notified when the next episode of Knife Chats is up online. Thanks again. See you soon.